Hello book lovers and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Beth and welcome to Boo's Book Nook. Libraries are great. Free books, you can take them out and then give them back so you're not taking up space. You can read the popular books that you see on BookTok or BookTube, read the old classics. There is a wealth of books there for you. The only issue is when your TBR is already 150 plus books long and you work in a library and you see books and you want to pick them up because you want to read them. Yeah, that's me. I currently have 5 books out from the library, which are all due back this month. And if you've seen my April TBR video, you will know I've also got 5 books on that TBR to read too. I think I'm a little bit in trouble. This week, I thought let's do a week of reading just library books so that I can try and get some of these back to the library where they belong and out of my home, gathering a bit of dust. I'm pretty behind on my library book reads. Let's have a look at what we've got. The one I've had out for the longest is The Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. Now, this is the second in the series, the first one being The Crimson Moth. And I loved The Crimson Moth. I gave it 5 stars. I think I've already told you that before. I started reading this in my previous vlog and I got to page 128 and I soft DNF'd it. I couldn't tell if it was because I was in a slump or just not enjoying the book, but I really want to give this another go. That's why I haven't put it back in the library yet and I still have it out to try and give it a second chance because I do really enjoy the premise of this. There are witches in this town and they are forbidden. You're not allowed to be a witch. And there are witch hunters that hunt those witches down and kill them. The first book sees there as a blossoming romance between 2 of the characters. I was struggling with this book and then she wrote in the book, bang, in capital letters, using an onomatopoeia instead of describing what the sound was, and that's just not my style of writing. I don't particularly enjoy that. I know others will, but that kind of just cemented the fact that I just need to put the book down for a little bit. So I'd be intrigued to give this another go to see if it's a true DNF or if I was just having a bit of a moment. The book I recently got from the library is this, Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I have heard so many good things about this. I have seen this all over BookTube, all over BookTok, Bookstagram. I feel like I'm quite late to the party because this has been out a while, but I saw it in the library and thought, you know what? Let me grab that and read that. See my issue here, see my issue. This follows a group of witches. Witches again, I'm seeing a theme. A group of witches that hide their powers. Follows Mika Moon, who is invited to teach 3 young witches about how to use their powers. Then there are dangers and things that happen in this book. And it just sounds like a really cozy, wonderful read. So I am excited to read that one. I think that might be one of the first ones we pick up. Maybe. The next one I have reserved for the library for ages and it's finally come in, and that is The Lost World by Michael Crichton. And I read the first Jurassic Park by him a couple of months ago now, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was so different from the films, obviously, and he's only got 2 books out compared to how many films we have got. So I really did enjoy the first book. I really like that kind of dinosaur realistic type atmosphere going on, and he writes really well. This was first published in 1995, so the year I was born. So this is actually 30 years old. Michael has an interesting way of writing, and it is a little bit tricky to get into, but because I like the story and the plot behind it, I found it okay and found it interesting enough to get through and read it. So I was intrigued to see what the second book was like. I then picked up this one, Lighthouse Sisters by Jill Thompson. And this is right up my street. This is a historical fiction and it's set on Jersey during the time of the occupation in Jersey. And I'm actually going to Jersey with my husband and his family in May. So I thought, yes, I know it's a fiction book, but I want to get into that atmosphere. This has got dual timelines, so it's 1996 and 1940. So there are sisters, Alice and Jenny, whose life we followed during the time when the Nazis seized control of the island. The final one I picked up from the library is this, Other Words for Smoke by Sarah Maria Griffin. I picked this one up because V.E. Schwab, one of my favourite authors, recommended this one. It was on a site that said, if you like these books, you might like this book. And this one popped up, and actually the Queen herself has written a quote on there. A fierce and fearless heartbeat. This is a sort of mystery style book where there is a house that burns down at the end of the lane and the people who live there are never seen again. There's a slight fantasy element to this book as well because there is a cat who is not all as it seems. Sounds really interesting, and I think the cover is stunning. It's got like a bronze coppery foiling on it, and look at those sprayed edges. Pink. I know they're a simple sprayed edge, but I appreciate it nonetheless. These are the 5 books that we're going to attempt to read this week. I do not expect to read all 5 this week. I'm hoping for at least 2, maybe 3 at a push. But these are our options. Come read with me. Hello, angels. Since that last clip, I have decided to read The Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. This is the last attempt I'm going to do for this book before I should probably give it back to the library to allow someone else to pick it up, because there's only so long I can hold on for it before I start feeling a bit guilty for hoarding it here when someone else could be loving it and reading it. I'm on page 128, which is chapter 20. Can I really remember what happened in those first 128 pages? No. So I might do a quick little flick through and a quick recap. I really do hope it was just a blip and I do get back into it. Beverage of choice today, of course, is a cup of tea. I'm just going to have to skip that. It's happened again. She's used the word bang again in the same chapter. That's twice now. Let's just park that. Let's put it to one side and let's just ignore that. Let's just pretend it didn't happen and let's move on. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Good evening, my lovelies, and happy Sunday. It is 4:30 on Sunday, and I haven't actually updated you in 3 days, 2 days. It's been a really busy week. And of course, Fearless by Lauren Roberts came out, and I had to read that one. And it took me a little bit longer because I've been really busy and working quite a lot this week, so I apologise. But now we are back with reading my library books. Where I left you, I was reading The Rebel Witch. I can't pick it up. It is not intriguing me, and I just feel like I'm not in the mood for this book. So I am officially going to soft DNF this book. Maybe sometime in the future I will pick it up again, but right now I'm going to bring it back to the library so someone else can read it because I'm just not in the mood for it. Which is really sad because I loved the first one so much. But anywho, I then picked up The Lighthouse Sisters by Jill Thompson. I started this last night and it's really nice. It's really cute. It's a historical fiction novel which follows 2 sisters during World War II who live in Jersey, and it's when the Nazis occupied Jersey and all the comings and goings there. It follows Alice and Jenny, and Alice is a nurse currently, and we start the book before the Nazis invaded. I'm on chapter 4, page 41, and so far it's a nice read, a good, easy read. I don't really have many opinions on this yet because I am only 40 pages in, and I like to get to about the 100-page mark before I know whether it's a really good book, how I'm doing with that. Beverage of choice today is a San Pellegrino lemon. Feels like I'm on holiday. My last vlog, you saw that I got the delivery of Fearless, and this is my only hardback copy of the Powerless series. I loved it so much. I went on to Waterstones and bought the rest of the series in hardback form. They are gorgeous, and now they all match. My vision with displaying these is to take the dust jackets off and have them naked. Let me show you. I have them like this on my shelves because they are gorgeous. They are so pretty, and I think I prefer this to the actual normal dust jackets. I'm a happy bean. I'm happy. I am procrastinating again, and I want to do some reading, so let's get on to it. Good morning, my lovelies, and happy Monday. It's the start of the week, and it's the longest day at work. Hooray! But the countdown is on until the Easter weekend, which I'm very much looking forward to because I am tired. Hence the big cup of tea today. Where I left you yesterday, I was reading The Lighthouse Sisters, and I was enjoying it. It was setting up for a good read. I didn't read too much more. I'm on page 79. I was just so tired last night that I went to bed really early. I went to bed about 9 o'clock because I just needed to catch up on some Z's. It's been slow, my reading this week, and which makes for a great reading vlog, doesn't it? I'm so sorry, guys, but this is realistic. I'm a big mood reader. I've picked out all these books from the library because I know I want to read them at some point, but whether I'm in the mood for them is another thing entirely. I feel like I may have just picked up the books because I want to give them a try, but I have a time limit on them, so I can't just put them on my shelf and come back to them. I have 3 weeks to read them, and that's not a lot of time, especially if you're not in the mood for it. So, the wonderful thing about the library is I could bring them back to the library and then get them out again sometime in the future. And we use this as a learning curve to not just pick up books when I'm not in the mood for them, and maybe limit myself to one book at a time. Because they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere, Beth. Anywho, it is nearly 8:30 in the morning, and I have to leave here at 9 o'clock to get to work for 9:30. Let's get some reading done. Good evening, my lovelies. It is now 7:30 in the evening. I've just gotten home from work and I'm knackered. Point for every time I say I'm tired or exhausted throughout this vlog. Today was a good day. It was quite busy in the library today. I worked from 9:30 until 7:15, so a longer day. We had a steady flow of customers. Because it was a longer day today, I get an hour lunch break, which meant I could read some more of my book. And I'm past the 100-page mark. I'm on page 123, chapter 12, and I'm really getting into this now. It's such an easy read. There's not a lot of plot going on at the minute. We are just meeting characters and finding out the backstories about what they do. And it's getting to the stage where the Germans are starting to occupy Jersey. Not much has happened yet, and as I said, I'm on page 123. I'm assuming more's going to happen. I did say it was a dual timeline, and I'm yet to see the second timeline. We've just been in 1940 thus far. And I'm enjoying it. It's not outstanding, it's not amazing, but I'm enjoying it, and I think it's a good read to start after the slump of reading the whole Powerless series again. Good morning, my lovelies, and happy Tuesday. It is a grey and dreary day out there. I am feeling pretty good this morning, actually. I got an early night last night and had a bit of a lie-in because I don't start work today until 12:45. It's a bit of a shorter day, which was needed. I'm on my second cup of tea of the morning, and this mug is today's mug of choice, is my Haunted Mansion mug that's in the shape of a coffin. How amazing is that? Haunted Mansion is one of my favourite rides in Disney and one of my favourite films, both of them, the new one and the old one. Just stunning. It's one of those feel-good films that I just keep going back to if I'm feeling down. I have to watch it. So when I saw this mug, I had to get it. Although it's really hard to drink out of because of the shape. So it does like dribble down the mug a bit, but it's so stunning that we move. A little update with the reading. We're having a mare. I'm having an absolute mare and a struggle. I'm on the struggle bus. As you know, I was reading this, The Lighthouse Sisters by Jill Thompson, and it's nice. Not much is happening. I'm nearly on page 200 and not much is happening. I don't really care. I think my problem is I've recently read a few Kristen Hanna books, like The Nightingale and the Women. Those, as historical fiction, are out of this world. They are fantastic and they are everything I'd want in a historical fiction novel. But comparing this to them, this is so not as good as that. And it's nothing against the author, of course. It's nothing against that. It's just I think I prefer a bit more drama and a bit more plot. This one is nice. It's a nice, easy read, and not a lot is happening, and I'm already 200 pages in, which I think for maybe an older audience would be great, or an audience who is happy with a slower pace of a book. But I much prefer a fast-paced book. But as I said yesterday, this is really nicely written, and the language used is really nice, and it's just I don't think it's for me right now, which is really sad. Historical fiction is one of my favourite genres. That's 2 books DNF'd in one video. I think at this rate, it's me. I am the problem. I think I'm like on that slumping stage where I want to mood read, but I don't know what my mood is feeling. And so I'm starting books and realizing they're not what I fancy right now. Even if I might really enjoy those books right now, I'm just not getting into them. And I need to accept that. It's okay to soft DNF and put a book down and maybe come back to it in the future, because it's always going to be there. It's not going to disappear out of the ether. That led me to picking up this one, Other Words for Smoke. And the premise of this sounds incredible. And there is a quote from the almighty goddess, that is V.E. Schwab, on the front. And she says, it's a fierce and fearless heartbeat. And so if V.E. Schwab is recommending this book, you know I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to want to enjoy it. It's a fantasy novel, but with realistic haunted house style vibes. So there are basically 2 people that go missing from a house and 2 children that are left who are 17 years old, and a cat who suddenly has these dark powers. And we go through that, and basically overall this is in a haunted house and it's about a haunted house vibe. Something I really enjoyed about the start of this book is, so this is written by Sarah Maria Griffin. There's a handwritten letter at the start of this book. So there's a letter from the author herself just explaining her writing this book. And she mentions Stephen King, the king of horror himself. I thought that was a really nice touch to add to the start of the book, because usually you get an author's note at the end. But having it at the start felt really like personal and personalised. And I read that and I was really intrigued. I think that was a lovely, lovely idea. Sorry, mic change, because my mic died and I didn't realise until I'd just spoken a lot more about the books. Where I left off was that I really am enjoying the style of writing in this one so far. It's really showing you rather than telling you. So the descriptions and that figurative language that Sarah uses is stunning. It's really stunning. And actually, it's really intriguing. The writing is so different from anything I've read before. So the first chapter refers to you. So it makes you feel like they're talking about you. So it says, you shuffle your feet and make little heaps of the fine wood shavings here and there. Your fruit gum tastes like nothing. You're last in the line. Which, at first, I was a bit like taken aback, and it threw me because I didn't understand it. I didn't know if I liked it. So I'm intrigued to see how I feel about that style. It's not the whole way through. It's, at the minute, it's kind of every other chapter. I don't know how I feel about that yet. But I could grow to like it because it's bringing you in as a reader. You are then part of the story, which is really intriguing. Let's get reading. Good morning, my lovelies, and a happy Wednesday. It's halfway through the week, and it's actually my final working day before I have 5 days off because of the way the Easter weekend has worked. I feel like I haven't actually done much reading this week because I feel like I've been in work constantly because I have been every single day for 6 days. I'm just lucky that I have this job that I really like. Reading update. I actually found that I'd use one of my credits to buy this on Audible before I cancel my subscription. Sorry, Audible, I'm trying to save some money. The Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and actually I'm really enjoying it. The chapters were quite long. It took me the whole 20 minutes. I think I only got one chapter through, and I listened to it at 1.5 speed. So good. She's acting, like properly acting out rather than just reading it, and she adds different accents for the different characters, and I find it's beautiful. I love it. I love audiobooks like that, and actually I'm really enjoying it. It's a really nice, I'm getting like the cozy witchy cutesy vibes from this. So, update with where we were reading. I haven't got much further than where I left you. Yeah, we got to chapter 13, page 130. Hopefully, over these next few days, I will be reading more, so I'll be able to update you more, and it'll be a lot more interesting for you, and I can tell you more about what I'm reading because I'm going to have the time to read. I could do some reading. Yay! Hello, my loves, and happy Thursday! It is finally the end of my 6-shift stint, and I'm here with an update for you with my reading. So, this morning I woke up pretty early actually, and I did a bit of reading in bed, and story time. I've changed book again. So yesterday, when I was walking to work, I started listening to the audiobook of The Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I think I might have told you that. I can't remember. If I did, sorry. I'm loving the audiobook. She narrates it so well that I've decided to carry on with this one for the minute. And just, I think because I've been tired, the other words for smoke has been really difficult to comprehend. And I'm struggling. And I have come to the conclusion it is me. I think I've said that about 20 times in this video as well. But I am in a major, major slump. I was looking through my stats for this year, and I've pretty much read 10 books each month. And this month, I know we're the 17th of April, so we've still got quite a few days left of April, but I've only read 4 books. And those 4 books are the Powerless series. Those are the only ones I've finished. And I did that in about 5 days, 6 days. So for the rest of the month, I have just been starting books and not being able to finish them. It's 100% me. I am the issue. I am that issue. But I'm hoping that the Secret Society for Regular Witches is going to claw me out of that slump. I'm very, very much enjoying it. So this follows Mika, who is a witch. and she is called to come help three younger witches with their training. People don't know about witches and magic, and they have to keep it quiet. So they have to control the magic of younger witches because they are at risk of exposing the witches. There are some twisted things, there are some dangerous situations, and this is thoroughly enjoyable. I'm loving it. It's such a cozy, easy to read, fantastical vibe that is full of witches. And there is a sprinkling of a love plot in here. I'm thinking I'm on the very start, the cusp of the romance coming on in here. I can just tell there is going to be a bit of romance in this. It's so cute. It is really cute. It's given me slight Rewitched vibes by Lucy Jane Wood that's recently come out, and I loved that book. That was so cute. That was right up my street. And actually the main character in this, so Mika, she's 30, 31, and I really relate to that because she's having a bit of a 30s crisis, and I've just turned 30. And that's what I love about Rewitched as well, because she's just turning 30 in that book. And it's that you really resonate with the character then because you see the similarities in yourself in that character, which I think is why I'm enjoying it a lot as well. Let's get reading. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go read my book. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go read my book. Woo! Hello, my loves. It is about an hour later. It's nearly 10:30, and I've finished doing my little colouring. It was quite an easy, quick one. It was just a nice way to end off the night. We are now about halfway through chapter 20, so we're about 230 pages in. I think we've only got about 100 pages left. Amazing. I'm loving this. It's just cute and cozy, and I think that's what I needed. It's narrated by Samara McLaren, and let me tell you, she is wonderful. She uses all sorts of accents to really show the different characters. She is acting out the characters and the story, and I think that really immerses you into it. And if you like an audiobook, I definitely recommend listening to this audiobook. And I will see you in the morning. Yeah, I definitely took it to bed. Night. Good morning, my lovelies, and happy Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. This morning, I woke up about 8 a.m. and I finished this beauty. I did it, guys. I actually finished a book in this vlog. After 3 soft DNFs, I finally finished a book. I think I'm going to give this a 4 stars because I really did enjoy it. It was just what it said it was, a cozy YA read. It feels like a YA book, but then towards the end, I think about 50 pages off the end, there is the most random, really short, spicy scene, which I wasn't against, but it just seemed so random and out of nowhere, and you blinked and it was over. I felt like it didn't really move the story along. It didn't need it, and I feel like it was in there for the sake of it. So I feel like if you took that scene out, then this would have been, in my opinion, more like a 4.5. It was just sweet and lovely, and I think it has gotten me out of my slump. It's not overly world building, plot heavy, very much like a summer romancy type read, but involving witches. It's lovely. It's lovely. And I'm so glad I finally finished a book. So glad. On that note, I am going to end this video here. I feel like it's been a very chaotic vlog where not a lot has happened. I haven't really gotten very far, but I have managed to bash out some of the library books that I have, which was the goal of this video. Woo! So we started off with this pile of books. We started again by trying to read The Rebel Witch, and I even posted a video on TikTok, and it's had very mixed reviews about this one. Some people telling me I should persist and should give it a read, but some people saying they didn't like it as much as the first. So I'm going to take this back to the library, and sometime in the future maybe I could pick this up when I'm in the mood for it, because it will always be there for me. But bookmark out, I'm going to bring that back to the library. Next book we tried was The Lighthouse Sisters. Now this one I don't think I'm going to take back to the library just yet, because I really enjoyed this. I could feel myself going further into a slump, because once again it wasn't gripping me as much as I wanted it to, and the plot wasn't plotting. So I think, you know what, no, I'm saying that now, I'm going to give it back to the library so someone can read it. And if I happen to pick it up again, I can pick it up. There's no harm in that. But also, there is no hate towards the authors of the books I have soft DNF'd, because it is not, I repeat, not them. It is 100% me. I think I said that a lot. Their writing's beautiful. I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the mood for it right now, which is okay. And it is my opinion, and it is absolutely no hate to these authors, because their work, brilliant, and people love it. So I then started Other Words for Smoke. I was just really struggling, I think, because I was tired, and this is a bit complicated. You have to think when you're reading this, because of the switch up in like POVs and the way it refers to you as the character, and it was just hard to wrap my head around. But Sarah Maria Griffin writes beautifully. It is almost poetic in the way that she writes, and I really do like that style of writing. So I think I'm going to hold on to this for a bit longer and see if I get further out of my slump, hopefully, and then finish this beauty. And then, as I've just said, finish the book. Woo! We didn't even get to pour Jurassic Park, The Lost World by Michael Crichton. I looked at it this morning thinking, shall I start this? I just didn't fancy it. I've still got some time on this from my library, so I'm going to hold on to this for a bit longer and see if I pick it up. So overall, we started with 5 library books. I'm going to take these 3 back to the library for others to pick up, and then I'm going to keep 2 to hopefully read in the future, near future that is. So perfect. I'm definitely going to hold off with picking up any more library books for now, because of my dramatically climbing TBR, which is way past 150 now. I really need to do a recount and add all the books that I recently bought onto it. But there is going to be a new series starting on this channel soon, which is me desperately trying to finish my TBR, or at least reduce it down, because it's ridiculous, and I am buying books quicker than I can read them, and I just don't have the space. I live in a flat, and there is not enough space for the amount of books, and I don't want it to be all cluttered with books that I haven't read and I'm not even liking, or I might not even like. So that's also why it's so handy to have a library and go to your local library, because if you don't like a book, like the books that I've read in this video, if you're not vibing with them, they're not your type of thing, you've not wasted any money. It's free to join the library. And then if I really enjoy a book, I will then purchase it as a little trophy. So definitely go support your local library. And on that final note, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. And if you're still here watching to the end of this video, leave a book emoji in the comments so I know that you've reached the end of this video. And let me know if you are a member of your library, because I'm really interested to know, being a librarian. I love it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you soon for another video. Bye.